What's going on, Buck fans? What's up? I know it's not Happy Monday or Victory Monday, but this is a venting, shit-talking, get it off your chest Monday. Yes, we know. After yesterday in the fucking boiling oven bowl yesterday, we fell short. We fell short to the punk-ass, stankin'-ass, big, no shit-talking, no class-having, dirty, dusty Eagles. Yes, I am very aware. I'm pissed off still, as you should be. But at the end of the day, before I even go further, don't worry, Bucks. Don't fret. It's darkest before the dawn. We gonna get these bitches back in the playoffs when we are at full strength. So don't worry. If anything, take grace from this, because we did this shit halfway unprepared. Now, if the bitch ass Eagles can use that excuse last year of, oh, this is what got us to the Super Bowl because we were battered, and then when we got all the pieces, then we gonna say it too. So fuck y'all. We coming in hot today. Again, we talk football here with passion. We don't talk the kiss ass. You understand? And I still got that. This is anger talking today. I was back home in the 813 Hborough County, Tampa, had a good time. But I want to send a message to my people of Tampa. The Eagles are the fucking ops. Do you understand that? There is no reason to cater to these motherfuckers like that. You're welcome in. Welcome, of course. We Southern folk. Nice Southern hospitality. But after that, fuck them. You understand? Don't be in Ybor City playing Meek Mills all damn night. Don't do that. They are the ops. Show them that Southern shit. Play a little bit of something to trick them into spending their money, but it shouldn't just be about the money. Fuck them. Because, Buck fans, I'm going to give you a hint. You know what? You wouldn't get that kind of love up in Philly. Trust me. Now, some of them maybe, but for the most part, they're going to give you a big ass, kiss my ass. Remember, we're the same team that owns them when it counts the most, and we shut the vet down. So, Tampa Bay fans, I don't want to see a fucking green next time like that in Raymond James. They don't come to Tampa and run our town. We run our town. Damn. Get your shit together, y'all. We got to support each other better. When the ops come in our Raymond James Stadium, it's welcome, but fuck you, and you're going to get your ass kicked. All right? That's what I want to say. So we're going to get ready to get this shit started, but I had to send a message to my fellow Tampa people. You ain't got to be too nice to them. When we have those tailgates, play a little something, but remember, they are the ops. So with no further ado, let's get Coach Slick on here, aka the British guy who's always fly. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm good, man. Like, obviously, not what you want from a game. It looked a lot worse than it was going to be, and then the Buccaneers brought it back to make it more respectable. We did our Sunday best, as you could say, but there's a lot to be desired. Bowles figured it out, but it took too long. I'm hoping, and I said this in the post-game show, that it kind of gives me 2020 Kansas City vibes. Getting whooped in the first half, figuring out in the second half.
Yes.
Maybe we take this game. Maybe we take this game to the playoffs and we show them how it's done.
Damn straight. Speaking of that, it was a beautiful thing. Like I said, folks, I was literally right there. I could smell the grass. Unfortunately, I was on the punk ass Eagles side, but it was wonderful being back home in the stadium. Slick will be there, guys. I'm gonna be there. We got to show love. And we've been there before, but Slick, when we get there, I want to walk away with a fucking victory. I don't like going back.
I've never seen the Buccaneers. I've seen the Buccaneers play 3 times. I've never seen a win.
Yeah, they're gonna change that. They're gonna change that.
They need to change it. They need to change it. I'm not gonna come to Tampa no more. I feel like I'm a curse.
We're gonna change that. But before we even get into the X's and O's, we got to get this elephant out of the room, Slick. But it's not even an elephant anymore. It's just fucking facts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not all these conspiracy theorists, but we are realists. In the United Slick, and everywhere else, but in the United States, money talks over passion. I don't give a fuck. The love of the game don't mean shit to the powers that be in Vegas. The love of the game don't mean shit to the owners. The love, it's the love of that moolah. That is what sells. And that means typically the teams with higher market and marquee players get away with shit. Speaking of getting away with shit, this is what I'm talking about, Buck fans. Bullshit like this. And then the narrative is, though, well, Quinion is a shutdown corner. Yeah, a fucking dirty corner. Slick, this is Marshawn Lattimore 2.0. Oh, it gets worse, Buck fans. We're not done yet. We're not done. You thought we were done? But that's a shutdown corner. That's a shutdown corner.
Yeah, there was some dodgy ass calls going in there, but there was some also calls that kind of excelled us up the field when we needed to, especially in key situations, especially when we were down. So you kind of got to take the flag with the flag, so to speak. They are shit penalties, but I also remember SMB getting one against Green Bay where he did the exact same thing, and we were all fine with it. So I go with what I go with, and you win some, you lose some. I'm not happy with it, ultimately, because when you get away with it, you're always happy with it. Yeah, right? You always are. But we didn't get away with anything. We had to earn fucking every fucking yard we got. And it was hard, man. That first half was hard to watch. It felt like every time a Buccaneer had a ball remotely close to their hands, they were getting absolutely whooped. The second they got it, they were so fast, so on the ball. Their defense is the best part about them. Their offense had a couple of gimmicky plays and some goofy shit that was in it, but for the most part, they weren't that good. They really weren't that good. It tells you a lot of things that they got minus passing yards in the second half. They got figured out. I don't know what specifically Bowles did that he changed so much. I do think a bit of zone coverage didn't help in the first quarter, in the first half, but they kind of built themselves in. Oh man, don't even talk to me about that goddamn cushion. Take that away from my eyes. It burns. Fucking one of the drives, the first drive that they get to go and get their first touchdown of the game that they've scored themselves. Yeah, not the one that we gifted them.
Yes,
we gift wrap. You take that one out there, you're looking at a different ball game. Straight up, got Bucs fans. You take that fucker out. You take that stupid fucking punt block for a kick for a punt block for a fucking return for a touchdown, and all of a sudden, I'm telling you, it looks like a completely different fucking game. However, yeah, potentially, because it changes the dynamic of where you're play calling. It changes the dynamic of the momentum. It changes so much stuff. It means they have to build momentum rather than already have it in front of them.
Exactly. Slick, you're breaking it down. And I know you're talking about the bowl side because you're a defensive minded individual. I'm going to go with the offensive side. Grizzard gets a fucking D+. The play calling in the first half, well, throughout the entire game, but the first play calls in the first half were atrocious, abysmal. Everything was making me sick to my stomach. Why the fuck are we playing into the hands of the Eagles' strength was the interior? Baker should have been on more rollouts, more play actions. Why is he keeping him in the pocket?
Do we run play action? I don't think I've seen us run any play action this year.
No, I mean, and then again, when
I don't think we play. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm probably wrong on that, but I don't remember seeing any real play action.
But even with the play calling, that flea flicker was trash. Where were the crossing routes? Like, you know how I love our crossing routes.
You do love the crossing route, bro.
Where were some screens? All I saw was these little short ass little pitch patch.
Oh, there were some screens. They just got snuffed out before anyone could do anything. What I wanted to see was attack the width of the field.
Yeah.
You got space to attack the width of the field. We were playing it. We were like trying to get balls into hands where guys were already there.
Exactly.
Why are we not trying to stretch the field out and rotate it that way? And then same with the run game.
Yeah, the run game.
But we could bosh it up the middle. We weren't too bad at boshing it up the middle. I thought we were going to be much worse than that. Bucky Irving, finishes with 4.2 a carry, 63 yards. The run game was there, man.
The run game was there, but the run game was misused. And again, with the passing, not only the width, the middle of the field, Slick, the tight end should have been used. They should have been throwing passes up the seam. They literally, this is all they were doing, Slick, was going.
All I'm going to say is why is K. Dotton getting bodied by a fucking DB? That's unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
Fucking DB. And I'm talking corner. I'm not talking like a thick ass safety.
Yeah.
A safety. I'm talking about a fucking straight up plain nickel.
Yeah.
And you'll get bodied by a fucking nickel.
You're getting bodied by a nickel, which was just disrespectful. Now, I will say he made up for that big ass block that he did when Baker Mayfield threw one of the top 10 passes, Slick, of this year. That thread, that dime he throws to Emeka, so awesome. So awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was a lovely pass.
Fabulous.
Between two defenders, between the hands, catches it and goes and takes it the distance. Unfortunately, that's the only problem I have is like we got back in the game, but we got back in the game with two real fucking chump yard fucking mega touchdowns. And it would have been nicer to see us drive up the field rather than work off that. But you take what you get. If they give you the fucking touchdown, you gotta go take it.
Yeah, but I honestly just think both Grizzard and Bowles came out of what is with these two people always coming out fucking flat, Slick? My thing was, don't even try to establish the run early. Take it for me, Slick. I wanted to test their fucking secondary. I want it, not just Quinion. I would love to test their linebacking core. Okay, let's see what you guys can do when we do take these shots. Like you said, the width of the field. Or, hey, Otten, if there's something up the middle, you're going for it. Get the short crossing routes going. Hey, how about we take the fight to them first? We come out too fucking methodical and predictable, Slick. We really do. We
definitely look predictable in the first half because if DBs are jumping routes and DBs are coming down to play that fast, that means they kind of figured out your passing attack to a degree that they know what you're going to run. Because the only way you play that fast is either you're really fucking fast or you know what they're what they're doing. So I will give credit to the coaching staff of the Eagles of being so fucking prepared for us. It shell-shocked the Bucs.
It did shell-shock, and it shell-shocked Grizzard because he went back to turtle mode. The one thing that I do see about rookie OC Slick is when they get punched in the mouth, a lot of them retreat instead of actually taking the fight to them again. Sometimes you cannot abandon your mission. It's okay. They got us on that one, but we're still going to swing back. If you go into reserve mode, now that gives the defense.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I think it's the fact that when you're a rookie and you're figuring things out, it's so easy to sit there and say, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, because we all can do it. But when you're sat there and you're running out of ideas and everything you're trying isn't working, it's a very daunting place to be. I will say that. And yeah, sometimes you kind of need that kind of almost like a tough guy attitude in the sense of, no, we're going to fucking do this. Hey guys, we got this. You just got to get fucking back in this. You got to do this. You kind of need that sometimes because once the coach starts shrinking, the players will shrink with him.
That's right.
Because if he doesn't feel confident in what he's doing, hey guys, that last drive, horseshit. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Godwin, you're doing this. Baker, deliver the ball here. Fucking you're doing this. I want you to block here. I want you to create a seam here. I want you to create a push here to run the ball up. And then when you see that, the player's like, oh, okay, coach has got a fucking plan. If the coach shrinks, coach ain't got a plan, now the players start shrinking.
And another thing, if you're that scared of Godwin and not using him in his primary position in that slot, he shouldn't have been out there. because I get it. You want to
there's an argument that you shouldn't have been out there anyway. You know, we all know that this was kind of rushed. I'm pretty sure had Mike Evans still been there, and you know, they probably would have put this back a little bit. They would have probably put this back one more week.
Yeah,
but the thing was, we were so beat up. I don't know. I think you've got to.
They took the chance. They jumped the gun. Now I will say this: he does look back like he's coming back into his form. He looked rusty, but he didn't look like he was like running cautious.
Yeah, he looked off.
Yeah, he looked like he was getting back into it. But like I said, this is where he should have been used in the slot, where he still had the speed to get behind the linebackers. Also, you can use Sterling Shepard. Also, you can still utilize a Mecca in so many different ways. Again, we weren't also attacking the field deep early, in my opinion, Slick. We never do that shit. We try to be methodical, and like you said, it's predictable. What did the Eagles do? They just sat back and said, okay, they're gonna throw these short ass plays, and we're gonna be right there and smack them.
And they've got a good enough pass rush that you really do have to deliver the ball quick enough. Like that's their thing, and that's all they did. And this is the thing about when you play your corners at I would say like a medium level, so like 5 yards or 5 yards to between 4 to 6 yards.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what down it is, you can come down and rally and make that play, whether you're in zone or what have you, right?
Right.
Now, the only good thing about playing a cushion coverage is if it's fucking third in a bus ride, yeah, you kind of protect it, and let's say it's 3rd and 15, you're sat on the 10. That makes sense. I get that. You're going to defend everything that's there. But on 3rd and 8, I'd still play my corner at 6 at minimum, at absolute maximum at 6.
Agreed. I'm gonna, you know me, I'm playing them at 5. I'm gonna be like, nah, you're gonna be at 5 just in case. Just in case. If you get beat with the big
absolutely, play, because what did they do? Short, quick passes, fall over, get the first down.
Exactly. That's all that they were doing.
And then when we went to zone, zone. This team can't run zone. And I'm not saying zone is a bad coverage. I'm a big advocate for Tampa 2. I'm a big advocate for 2-man. I'm a big advocate for 2 read coverage. I'm not a big fan of cover 3. I think it does nothing. I think it's complete wasted coverage, in my opinion. But that's my philosophies, right? But this team isn't good at executing any level of zone.
No,
not to a level that it's a good prevent coverage for the Buccaneers, but it's a really poor, like, go to your usual play, your base calls. It's not there.
It's not. It isn't there, and I agree with you. And you can clearly see it. But with like you just talked about, the mentality of the coach, that can also translate. If I'm a player in there, what I'm seeing, and I would tell this to Bowles. To me, sometimes you're giving the ops too much credit. You're giving your opponents too much respect. You're showing me that you have more fear in what they can do instead of more confidence in what your men can do. I don't give a fuck if it's AJ Brown out there. You want to know what I would look at, Slick? Hurts hasn't even been getting the rock to AJ Brown. So I want to test him, because you never know. You could psychologically fuck with them, Slick. What if they played man early and Hurts mind, oh, okay, Zion on AJ Brown, what vice or Dean, I'm going for the jugular. I'm going for the deep shot. But if the Bucs plan that the right way, the pass rush gets there and we go, nah, you ain't even gonna have time to launch that shit. And even when you do, you're gonna throw an interception because Winfield will be back there. That's another thing, Slick. Hurts was not special. His deep passes were awful. Hurts, ladies and gentlemen, Hurts had a typical Hurts game, a product of the system. And you just said it, Slick. The first 7 points.
Who do you think was the Eagles' receiving leader on the day?
Goddard. I think he had 37 yards.
37 yards. Devontae Smith, how to and this is great for defense. Like they were very smart with how they played the game, which was good for them. But they were very poor at just being a fucking quarterback. Like, and I'm not. I will not shit on Hurts. I do think he's a good quarterback. I do think he's a good quarterback because he's a winning quarterback. But he's also a product of what's around him.
Yes.
And he isn't elite. They don't win because of Jalen Hurts. They win because of the talent that's around Jalen Hurts.
Yes, and you said it best. Like, the defense did their job with the Bucs.
Now the defense, like this Jalen Hurts gets 130 yards. Did you see the scoreline they beat us by?
Yeah.
He only got 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they were gimmicky touchdowns. Touchdowns nonetheless. Touchdowns nonetheless. I'm not going to take away from that. But they were gimmicky ass fucking touchdowns. That wasn't a guy poised back, throw the ball. They were fucking shuffle passes. And it was embarrassing that we got fucking done by that shit. But it was creative. It was interesting. It was different. I'll give them credit for it. But at the same time, if I'm looking at a quarterback being a quarterback, Jalen Hurts ain't it.
He's not.
He's good. He's the Hall of Good. He is not the Hall of It. He is not. No one's going to ever convince me that this guy's elite.
But again, it's the media, it's the narrative. That's what pisses me off, because now they're asking, because AJ Brown is frustrated, but now they're trying to blame AJ Brown when he was brought there to be the guy, and he is good, Slick. It could be your quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he is a high-end wide receiver, but he got himself 7 yards.
Yeah.
I told you he'd get frustrated. I was just hoping that if the Buccaneers could get up and he's frustrated, that's when you might get a blowout on the sideline.
Yeah.
Said this, that if the Buccaneers could keep him hemmed down, the problem was the Buccaneers didn't do their other end of the bargain, that was to stay up. That way, when you're winning and you're winning and you're not getting the ball, you'll accept it because you're winning, because you want the win more than the yards. But when you get to a point where you're getting your ass whooped or you aren't winning, you're like, dude, just trust me, give me the fucking ball, because that's what's going through your mind. You're in a your team's losing and you're not getting the ball, and you consider yourself, or a lot of the media considers you to be one of the best skill players on that team, and you're not getting the ball, and other people are getting it and not doing anything with it, and you've got open maybe once or twice. All it takes is you to see yourself open, and you'd be like, "Fuck is this motherfucker doing? Give me the fucking ball. I'm fucking open." Cue Odell Beckham Jr., Baker Mayfield back in the day. That's the shit. That's the culture you want to fucking infiltrate and fuck up. But the Buccaneers didn't hold their end of the deal, which was they had to be up. They couldn't just frustrate him and be down because, well, my team's still winning. I might not be happy about it, but I want this win more than I want my yards.
Yeah.
And the yards will come at a different time. Maybe I'll get it in garbage time. I don't know. But right now, I want my win. When you're down and the Buccaneers are up by a score, 10 points, whatever, that guy wants to be the reason that they get back in the game. And he can't because they won't give him the ball. That's how you make him lose his fucking mind.
I agree 100%. And that is, but there's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just the OC, because this is what pisses me off, like, is the narrative of the Eagles and the players. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the Bucs Report the Aftermath is not here to meet glaze anybody. We're not here to kiss ass. We're not here to set a false narrative. We are here to talk football because we love the game first, then our team. So if ask yourself, what kind of throws, Slick just said it, what kind of throws did Jalen make in this game that Baker did? The throws that Baker did, that's what a quarterback lives for.
I would say that all the passes that pretty much he got were all wide the fuck open in that crappy zone that we play.
100%. And look at the
I think 90% of his passes were completed through that shitty zone that we run.
Exactly. And look at the concentration and determination. That's the word that Baker did, Slick. Coach, those were determination throws and plays. That throw to Emeka, fucking dot. That throw to Bucky, superb. Move back and forth. Threw it at the right moment. Meanwhile, Hurts was overthrowing. And let's get back to AJ Brown for a sec, because people love to meet Rod Quinion Mitchell. Shouldn't we be giving the praise to, in a way, Slick? And Benjamin Morrison, Zion, and Dean shut down Smith and AJ Brown. If we're going to play that game.
Absolutely. I mean, your star wide receiver, if you're right. So let's just have a quick look at this in the sense of what everyone got. So Dallas got it 4 for 30 for 37, right?
Right.
2 of those were from his touchdowns.
Yep.
The rest of the yards were open field ones. So he's probably got about 25 yards, maybe less, maybe slightly more in that. Saquon Barkley is the next dude up. 31 for 4. Devontae Smith, 2 for 29. And then it really kind of just falls off the cliff, as if to say what anyone did. Saquon Barkley got himself 43 yards on the day.
Mm-hmm.
Running the ball, Jalen Hurts got 62. Now, I said in my post-gamer that a lot of people's go-to, like if you're the standard, I don't want this to come across as mean because it's not who I am as a person, but if you're that standard dude who's with his beer, watching it on the sofa, why didn't you put a fucking spy on him? Because the Buccaneers cannot do what they want to do on defense. When you spy somebody, that means you can't blitz. When you can't blitz, you can't put no pressure on him. So you end up with this situation where you're thinking, what poison do I want?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what they're giving you at that point in time. We, as this Buccaneer football team, cannot rush with 4 or 5. It has to be a big blitz package. It has to be. Because that's how we've got our pressure. That's what Bowles is known for. That's how Bowles gets his sacks when he has lackluster defensive edge players. And I mean lackluster in the sense that they're basically not Shaq Barrett in his prime and
JPP.
And JGP.
Yeah.
Yes, JPP. So
that's
what you've got to do. You've got to be more creative in your blitz packages, right? And that's what Bowles has done for the last 2 years. We've had a decent pass rush based off only the fact that we blitz very well.
Yeah. That's it.
So what I'm saying is, if you decide to put a spy on him, you're getting no sacks today.
Right.
And it also does not guarantee you that you're gonna get him every single. He will get his. He is an extremely athletic quarterback.
Yes.
Just because you spy doesn't mean that's it. You've negated everything. You've still got to pick up the play, make the tackle, sideline to sideline every time he does it. Right.
Right.
People don't see that. They go, "Oh yeah, I put a spy on him. That's his game negated." No. Football doesn't work like that. That's like saying, "I will never concede a deep touchdown if I run cover 4."
Right.
You will. Because eventually someone will bust a coverage, and that's the whole point of the packages that you run and the passing combinations that you run. It is to force a defender to come down, and eventually, if you're going to keep fucking giving me 10 yards a pop, I'm going to get in the end zone anyway. So there's all these things that people don't realize is that they think it's almost like a one answer fits all. It doesn't. If you play zone, you're now putting zone. The good thing about zone is it comes with its own spy.
Yes.
By default, it's built with its own spy. When you play man, you actually have to put someone to spy. And that spy will change based on who leaks out as a running back. So if the running back leaks out left, it'll be the right linebacker. If it's the other way around, it'd be the other linebacker because someone's got to account for the running back. And I saw in our chat that somebody said that why didn't someone turn when they were going with Saquon Barkley? I was like, dude, if you play man coverage, you're not looking at a fucking quarterback.
No, and
the biggest part of playing zone coverage, the biggest good thing about playing zone coverage is all eyes are on the quarterback to a degree. There's more eyes on a quarterback in the zone coverage than in man coverage, because guess what? The key word here is man. You are keyed on a man. So you are looking at a leveraged tip of a dude that's running who you're guarding or who you're covering. You can't spy. You can't go and look at other players because that's how you get caught. You can't do that because the moment you look at the quarterback and you just veer a little bit to him, he's going to... And I tell you what, if Savassier Dennis would have came off Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts threw that shit and it goes for a touchdown, his ass would be chewed up and eaten a fucking live. They were that Saquon Barkley was your dude. You stick with Saquon Barkley and you trust everyone else to rally down.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you say guys have got to stop trying to do multiple roles in one. Just do your fucking job. The cliche phrase, do your fucking job.
That's right. I had to tell somebody that in the stands because they said, "Oh man," I said, if he turns and goes to Hurts literally can just lob that shit in the air and that's a touchdown. He did his job. The problem
it happened during the Texans game, right? Was it the Texans or was it the first game of the season?
The Falcons.
This is the first game of the season. First game of the season against the Falcons. What does he do? He bites. He goes off to make a play somewhere else, and they throw that shit. Boom, touchdown.
Yep, because he was out of position. And that's where a lot of people got to understand how this works. And this is why it was frustrating earlier, because we saw that the defense was they were just out of it. Like there was no sense of urgency. And then, yes, the problem is this is why it's best, Bowles, to sometimes be aggressive earlier, because the Bucs at this moment, Slick, in my opinion, we are a second half team. You said it before. Bowles likes to play his chess matches, and then he will come back and do a superb, outstanding job. Bowles, I'm telling you, this second half was so outstanding. You did a great job, but it was
just a little too late. Too little, too late.
You have to be aggressive early.
I think if you have the offense complemented what he was trying to do, and the offense was if you had an offense that was I'm trying to think of the best way. It was the first half part of the team, and the defense is the second half. You end up with really good complementary football because you're like, we're just going to score on you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And in the second half, it's like, you're not scoring on us. Yeah. So you need to do your damage quick while we figure you out.
But exactly. And back to that, we're going to take a quick break because I want to see this video, and I want people to realize we're not just talking out of our ass again about the issues with officiating and how certain players and teams get advantages, whether we like it or not. Take a look, y'all.
Mitchell has got the post and he just reaches out, and that's a lot of cloth. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, I'd say.
I was there.
Look at where the ball is. That ball is inches away from being caught.
If he doesn't grab him, can we say, Slick, it might damn near be a touchdown? Because
I'm definitely saying it's a completed catch.
The reason why
I don't want to go too far because there's so much more that can happen.
I know, but I saw that safety. If he catches it, he might not be in position to turn his body to get to Godwin. And Quinion, he might have caught him. However, you see that he grabbed him so he didn't get beat. I'm looking. I'm like, I know the ref's seen this. This is, again.
You can't wait that long.
Yes, Slick. Again, you know who he is? This is Marshawn Lattimore 2.0. Do you remember back in the early days when he was with the Saints and the Saints were on that run to be champions? They just let Marshawn get away with a lot of shit. And then again, it's against like, this is how I know I'm not crazy. It's narratives. That narratives create money. The Marshawn Lattimore Evans matchup. Even if if the Saints and the Bucs were both 5-10, and it's the last game of the season, back then they're gonna be like, hey, Marshawn and Evans are gonna fight. Now it's Quinion Mitchell because he has a dickhead attitude and he is this shut down corner, even though he does shit like this.
Interception, Shepard trying to get away from Quinion Mitchell. It's been grabby all day and maybe an illegal contact.
That was the one that pissed me. Like I've seen us get away with ones where we pull out a piece of cloth and stuff, and so that's why I kind of go, okay. But that was the one that made me sick because that was blatant. Like you turning a guy around, right? There's no more holding than the whole point of defensive holding or pass interference is you're interfering with the passing route. When you make somebody literally 360 trying to get open on you, because you're grabbing hold of them,
yes,
and they're trying to get away from you, that is 100% the definition of pass interference. The others, I don't like them, but I've seen us get away with ones like that. Nobody should ever get away with what happened to Shepard. There's no way I can swallow the sugared pill that was the other ones where it's grabbing cloth, because I've seen it before. I've seen it multiple times. I've seen us get away with them. So I can live with those. I can get my head around it. I don't like them, but I can get my head around them. But when a guy is trying to get open and he's got a 360 turn because someone's grabbing him and turning him around, like he physically turned him around.
Yes.
That shit really hurts because that's just stupid, man. That's like how.
I have a problem with this Slick in general because it takes away the game, but I also have a problem because it's not uncommon that I see the certain teams that they do it for. As you said, typically a lot of the Bucs games when we did it to certain teams where okay, they were asked anyway, but this was a monumental game. In reality, Slick, this is going to be the NFC Championship matchup. This is the Bucs were holding their own in the second half. That shit with Sterling, that should have been a first and goal situation, like you said, Slick. But it's because it's Quinion Mitchell. If Zion McCollum or Dean did that shit, they would throw the flag. And the thing that I don't like, again, Slick, is when teams and players do certain things where they're getting away with it. One of the most disgusting things that I saw, Slick, is when Quinion and Baker were in each other's faces. And mind you, Wirfs is in there trying to protect his quarterback and break things up. What does Quinion Mitchell's bitch ass do? He grabs Tristan by the face mask and he's pulling it. Now, Slick, I have first things first. They had a discussion with it afterwards. Quinion goes, well, yeah, well, you know, I ain't scared of nobody. Because the guy told him, Wirfs has at least 150 pounds over you and 5 inches. Slick, see, it would have been all fun and games if Wirfs lost his composure, lifted his little bitch ass up, and threw him across the field with one arm like Khalil Mack did to him. Because in reality, Slick, he could have. Quinion Mitchell, if you're out there or any of your people's out there, if Wirfs wanted to end your day and make you have a bad day, he could have.
You'd have just got ejected for doing it, that's all.
Yes.
He was
Where the
very
fuck was
disciplined.
officiating, Slick? Where was the officiating? If I'm a ref, I'm flagging him for that because it can lead to something else. Now, Wirfs, I commend Wirfs for being disciplined, Slick, but if I'm a Bucs player on that team, Quinion, and it's not to be dirty, Slick, but sometimes you got to find that enforcer to send a message to say, oh, okay, Quinion, you keep fucking around, I'll lay you out. And the reason why I say that, Slick, Quinion is going to fuck with the wrong person one day who's not going to care that he is on the Eagles. Yeah, you know, Slick, it's easy for him to say he's not scared of nobody. Yeah, you're on the fucking Super Bowl team. If Wirfs does something to you, I can guarantee you, Slick, he would have been ejected. So I don't like when the media, and again, it's the narrative of, well, look at the stats, but they're not looking at the context. Slick, this is fucking illegal. This is illegal, Slick. That's illegal. Mm-hmm. That's illegal. What the fuck are we doing? That's illegal. Yep. What are we doing? Again, Slick, I'm about fairness in football. What I hate, though, is media-driven narrative bullshit because that's all they were talking about today. They're just winners. I hate that fucking word, Slick. So everybody is just a fucking winner. Okay, if that's the case, Dan Marino ain't shit. If that's the case, Jim Kelly ain't shit. You see why we got to be careful on why we say the word winner. And speaking of someone saying that, this person of all people should know fucking better.
Well, the answer is Jalen Hurts. And at some point, we all just have to acknowledge all he does is win games.
Really coming from you now?
But okay, so he's wrong and he's not. He does win games. It's the help of his team.
That's right.
This isn't a quarterback that's won games because of just his play. All right. We saw what happened in a Super Bowl when he decided to be the lone man and do it all himself. It failed. He didn't trust his team to get the job done, and he went, I'm putting the team on my shoulders. I'm going to go and get this fucking Super Bowl. And he coughed that bitch up, and it all went wrong from there.
Exactly.
It all went wrong from there. And half the problem was it went right to begin with, and he got comfortable thinking he could get away with it again and again and again. And eventually they went, no, we're going to fuck you up.
Yes.
And they did. Chris Jones turned around and went, I'm going to fuck you up. And they did. And they lost the game. So it's all he does is win. It's all they do is win.
Wait a minute. Did you hear that, Mr. Ryan Clark? Didn't I say the same shit to you? Because
how many game-winning drives has he won? That is a team win. I'm not saying that the offense has nothing to do with it, as in the sense of like when Baker has done in the last 3 weeks before. Obviously, your offense has to step up as well. The rest of the players around, but the line and everybody, right?
Of course.
But that's when you can give kudos to that player because they led a drive that ended up winning them the game.
Yes.
That's putting the ball in your quarterback's hands and him going, don't worry, I got this. Me and mine are going to go get it. Right? How many times can you say, and I don't watch a lot of Eagles football, that he's done that specific thing where he's gone, I'm doing this. I'm that guy. I'm going to go get us this win. Coach, don't worry about it. 2 minutes on the clock. I'm getting it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, it's one thing, Blue Moon. But again, Mr. Ryan Clark, I asked the same shit. I said, okay, does him not having Saquon, him not having a top tier line, him not having A.J. Brown and Smith, him not having a top 10 defense to help out, I guess all that shit goes out the window, Slick. And here's another thing, Ryan Clark. So all that goes out the window. But then when I give you comparison of what other quarterbacks who have done more with less, we just saw Baker Mayfield do shit last year without Godwin and Evans. We see that. We see Hurts, Mr. Ryan Clark, what Hurts does when A.J. Brown and is not in the fucking game, or Devontae Smith, or his line isn't intact. Look at what Baker did with this offensive line not intact. His whole right side is different.
I think with Ryan Clark specifically, he tends to key on a player of color that he likes and can get it done, right? Now, there is no shape or form that Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar Jackson, right? But Lamar Jackson wins games because of him. They also lose games because of him.
Yeah,
he is a very transcendent player, but at the same time, it's just not able to build enough around him yet. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're doing wrong. They can't seem to get. They've done a. He won MVP last year, right?
No, Josh Allen did.
No, Josh Allen. To be honest, he should have gone to.
Should have gone to Saquon. Saquon should have been.
I wouldn't say MVP. MVP is a quarterback thing now. It's pretty much exclusively for quarterbacks,
which I don't like. But yeah, but Lamar was better. But I also want to get this out here too, Slick and Ryan. The reason why I ask these questions is because of the team that Jalen is on. Can he have a bad day and they still win? If Baker has a bad day, do the Bucs win? We just clearly saw, Mr. Ryan Clark, that despite the shitty game that Hurts performed in the
second half, he threw minus yards.
He was minus yards. So what are you going to blame?
They still won.
Are you going to blame the OCs, Mr. Ryan Clark? Are you going to? But again, I ask these questions, and all you do is give me bullshit of I like both, or so do you think I even care who wins? Motherfucker, I didn't ask you that. I'm talking to you as someone who played the game. For a person for you who played it and someone who loves the game, I understand, Slick. People don't always want to talk about things. That's their job. He does that shit every day. So I try to cut people some slack. But what we're not going to do, you're not going to come on here acting like you're too big to talk football just because I don't have a blue fucking check next to my name. I know the game and love the game too. And it's for someone who, for a guy in his position who wasn't the man, Maybe that's why he loves Hurts, because he can relate to what it's like to not be anything and then get on a loaded team and make a name for yourself. That's what it is. Maybe that's why he can relate to Hurts.
The Eagles did a really good job on identifying. Like, I remember him in his rookie year. I remember him in his second year. I remember the Buccaneers whooping that ass in 2021.
Exactly. That's my point. But
and then what did they do? They went and got him a line. They went and got him all these weapons, and all of a sudden he started to play better.
And now he can't do any wrong. And because he gives these bullshit Shakespeare quotes of, well, I am the team, and the team and I are one, and I just do things like this. I don't wear my ring no more. So y'all gonna eat that bullshit up. Whatever. Now I want to hear him say some shit like that. God forbid this. If half of his line went out for like 6 weeks. God forbid if Barkley went out for 3 weeks. Oh, and that's another thing, Slick. I thought with the Eagle fans, AJ Brown and Devontae are gonna with AJ Brown, and then they're just gonna cook. Slick, we just saw it. Let's be real. Special teams and defense won that game for the Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. It was not the Eagles' offense. If anything, had they have lost, it would have been solely on the offense. Bowles did a masterful job against this offense in the second half. Slick, Hurts, I'm there watching the game. Hurts didn't know what was going on. When they pressured him, like you said, he didn't know. He was lost. And there were 2 times where we almost had interceptions. If Savassier had hands, or if Jacob Parrish could just get the ball just 1 second, that's a pick 6. So that's why I say the things that I say, Slick, is because, again, the Bucs report the aftermath. Mr. Ryan Clark, you're still more than welcome to come on here and talk football. I know this might not be a big enough platform for you, but we hear.
But we talk our shit, man. We talk our shit. We
also talk football. We're not here to kiss ass or do that media.
We don't refer to. We don't talk about race. We just talk about ball.
Yes, we're not here to talk the gooch talk. That fluff shit that's like you always talk about, the fluff. We're not going to say something just to get the masses out there to listen. No, we're going to get people in here who know the game and know how it works. Because, again, with your logic about winning, Ryan Clark, Dan Marino's of the world, Jim Kelly's of the world should be forgotten because they couldn't win. Matt Ryan should be forgotten because they're not winners. This is why I hate, Slick, when people say that fucking word, they just win. They do not just win. You got to tell me how they won. What did they do? Because if that's the case, Trent Dilfer is better than Dan Marino. Slick, logically, he won. If someone didn't know the game of football, Slick, you have to break that shit down. If a foreigner, if someone never watched football in their life, just went by the winning stats, and they will go.
Hey, let me enter a new name into this chat.
Yes, sir.
All right. Phillip Rivers has never even been to a fucking Super Bowl. Matt Ryan has. Matt Ryan's been to one. Roethlisberger's won 2.
Yes.
Okay. Who else are we going with on it? Jim Kelly, been to 4, never won 1. Dan Marino, been to 2?
No, he's been to 1.
Just the 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never won it. And we're talking about the great Drew Brees has only won 1.
Yep, the great Aaron Rodgers
is pretty much every is second in pretty much every passing stat.
Yep,
second in every passing stat. Meanwhile, Eli Manning sat there with 2.
Got 2.
His brother's way better than his brother. All right, in the world of football prowess, was Peyton better than Eli?
By far, it's not even.
Peyton Manning got dragged to his last Super Bowl win. They literally threw his corpse on the fucking end zone and went, "Here you go. You're sorted. You got your 2 rings."
Yep.
Eli Manning didn't. Eli Manning played and won his games. But is he better? Is he a better quarterback? He might be the most mediocre quarterback to win 2. And I don't dislike Eli Manning. I think he's a good quarterback. But I would argue that maybe Eli Manning might be in the same ballpark as someone like a Jalen Hurts.
You could say
different way of playing, of course, but I'm saying,
but Slick, you're not wrong because look at the supporting cast that Eli Manning had, especially like the first one. People forget Justin Tuck, Osimhenjura, Michael Strahan. They had a deep that front four was ridiculous. He also had Plexico Burris. He had
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul. He had a team around him to help him. And then later on, Mario Manningham, Victor Cruz. They had a team the second. Again, ladies and gentlemen, players don't win Super Bowls. Teams do. The most complete team typically is going to win. Slick, didn't we say that about the Bucs in 2020?
The Kansas City had the best players on their team, as in they had like at least 3 players that were like considered the elite.
Yes.
But the Buccaneers had a lot of players that were considered like top 10.
Yep.
So their pass rushers were considered not elite, but very, very good.
Yep.
Their linebacking core was considered not elite, but very, very good. Their corners was considered good, but not elite. Their safety play was considered good, but not elite. So what that gives you is a team that's, even at its bottom level, is just good.
It's just good. Right. There you go. With the most
it's just good, but there were parts of that, what about their line? Well, their line was piss poor, and it showed.
Yep, it was.
And the Buccaneers the crazy thing is, the Buccaneers invited them to run the ball, and they just did not.
No. Oh, and also running back wise, their running backs on the Chiefs weren't that good. And you know what? Speaking of the Chiefs, though, Slick, I said this before, and people are like, it seems like the Eagles are almost turning to the Chiefs when it comes to these officiating. You remember this? Remember last year, Slick, how people were bitching about.
We saw it with the Patriots. The Patriots used to get the rub of the green. I think if you're the trending team, I think even the Seahawks used to get a fair few when they were in there.
Right. It's like when it goes. Right, because if you look at the stats,
we fucking got away with a fair few when in 2021.
2020, yeah,
because we were the favorite.
And mind you, Slick, I don't like it. People used to be like, "Oh, I bet you liked it." I don't, because I want fair football. Because, like you said, Slick, that is a bad sign of what's to come. So wait, because this team is the favorite and the marketable one, we're supposed to allow people to do whatever they want. That's not fair. Because what if that team that you don't think, Slick, that people don't realize, they got the heart to be scrappy, but because you're not letting them play, you're letting the big dogs win for marketing reasons. Now, that's just a whole nother level that we can never truly get into, because then we'll be looked at as the conspiracy people. But if you people out there, you catch my drift. And like I said, with the Mr. Ryan Clark shit, you should know better. You played. I would have, look, you know better. You can't give no fluff ass line like that. And again, at the end of the day, if you think you're too big to talk to me, that's cool. But don't insult my intelligence by just saying stupid shit. All of a sudden, you don't care. But I bet you're going to get your ass up there on ESPN.
Hey, he cared enough to reply.
Hey, reply, sir. Again, look.
It's like that. It's like the kid. You turn around, you tell a kid off, and they go, "Well, I don't care." And you're like, "You do care, because you're clearly getting really agitated and annoyed."
Yep.
So you do care.
Well, and then you think, because you're saying these one little word bars, that you're doing something. It's the little word one bars that make you think, "Oh, well, I'm too big to talk." No, you're not, because if you were, you wouldn't have engaged in the first place. It's just that you know that, again, Ryan, I think you think that you're going to out-talk me. But, hey, if you really want to, come on up here to the Aftermath and we can talk football shit. None of that ESPN bullshit. And I can tell you this. You ain't got to worry about me trying to start nothing against you. No, I just have questions, because again, for someone who played you played the game and loved it. Now, I never played it to your level. Shit, I couldn't even hardly do anything in college, but that doesn't take away the fact that I know the game. I train like I try to go there. I've coached it. So, like I said, if this gets out to you or your little acolytes and they want to say something, come to TikTok, AJ Turnup. Come to It's About Bucket Time YouTube or my Twitter, and we can have a football discussion. So I'm going to leave it at that. Good day to you, though. Whatever. Anyway, let's again. This still is a good sign though for the Bucs, despite Slick the adversity, not having your offensive line there. But
you want to have that adversity because you're like, okay, what will this team do when they face with this stuff? What I saw was a team that didn't give up.
That's right. They could have. They could have given up, Slick. I was scared that I was going to.
I was expecting giving up.
Yep.
And then the second half happened, and I went, holy shit. But I tell you what, nothing can really prepare you for that kick, the 64-yarder. I think that put some juice.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the score. It wasn't a score that really kept him in, realistically, but it was a monumental score in the sense of what it meant in history. And they're like, our kicker is putting his boot on the line. His career high was fucking 58.
Yeah.
And he then goes and boots the longest field goal in outdoor NFL history.
Yeah.
Second longest in NFL history total. Longest was scored indoors. So my point being is that galvanizes you. That makes you go, right. It's not fucking over. This guy's fucking booting a ball over from inside his own fucking half. We got to keep fucking fighting. And that's what I'll be preaching. I said, guys, it ain't fucking done yet. It ain't fucking done yet. They ain't won yet.
And
they're no triple zeros yet.
That's right.
And start fucking now, boys.
Yes, and Slick.
First, I want you to go out there, stack me one. Go get me one. Get me a nice little 3 and out. Go fucking clap that cheek and go, Coach, I got you. You come back in. I say, yeah, boys, that's one. Yep. I want one more. I need one more. Give me one more. And every time my offense goes out, every time my defense comes off the field, they go. You get that exchange. I want them to come up to them and go, hey, boys, punch that bitch in the mouth for me. Punch that bitch in.
Yes, like keep talking that shit. And the funny thing is, while the Bucs were galvanized, I honestly think the Eagles were walking in there a little too proud because in their locker room, we finally got these motherfuckers off our back. We're about to kick their asses. We're in their house. The stadium is filled with us. And I think they, in a way, came out flat, Slick. The Eagles came out the way.
There were times I heard that game and I thought we were in fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah. And imagine I'm there seeing it. But when I tell you, Slick, the thing that gave me one of the greatest moments is when we scored that touchdown, the second one to Bucky. All them Eagles fans were shutting the fuck up. When I tell you, Slick,
they knew it was game on.
Oh, the fear. They were standing up. Eagles, touchdown, Bucky. Come on, defense. Come on, defense. I'm like, hey, why you standing? I know it's hot. Why you not standing no more? Why you not talking? And then he looked at me. We got this. Are you sure about this? Are you sure? Oh,
I wasn't sure.
Eagles fans, the motherfucker was quiet because normally they were sitting up. Nah, they were sitting down like this. And the worst thing was that Baker, he pulled the Jameis Winston moment. He got to know when to not. If he throws that, I kid you not, it's not that didn't end the game, but Slick, if he just throws the ball away and kick a field goal, and we kick a field goal, live to fight another day, the Bucs win that fucking game. And
but AJ, you're looking at that with hindsight 2020. Godwin was wide open at one point. I get why he went there. I get it. But 2020 hindsight, if you could have it back, of course. If you were to ask him, what would he do? He'd fucking get in that time machine, go back, kick the fucking field goal, and get out of Dodge, right? But football doesn't work like that. You see someone open. He's even got his hand up going, I'm open, boss. Just sling it to me.
I know.
But he was wide the fuck open.
I know, but he threw it too late. The thing is,
he threw it too late. 100%, I agree with you. He threw it too late.
Way too late. At that point, in my opinion, Slick, if he just runs, if he just takes off, he would have at least a yard or two back and run out of bounds. He would have been fine. The Bucs would have been in business.
I get you, but you see your dude. Time does not matter. You think I got this. watch this shit. And then that's Jameis Winston for 90% of his plays is watch this shit.
But
and look, he was going to get one. And we all knew it was going to happen.
But what ended the game?
It was hard.
What fucked us up was not that. I told people it wasn't that because Baker played his ass off. It was that fucking 2nd and 12 when we took that sack. The dumbest fucking play call that Grizzard did. I don't know what he was thinking. I saw that in the stands. I said, "Oh my God!" And everybody was laughing. I got called Coach AJ by the end of the sling. I'm like, they're gonna blitz up the middle. They're gonna blow the middle up. When that middle got blown up, Slick, I knew we were cooked. And here's the fucked up part: a crossing route would have, or any kind of crossing route, Slick, would have defeated that shit. When they blew the middle up, I'm looking like if
you don't even need a cross, you just need a dig. You just need a short dig from your tight end or whatever. You can dump it over the top.
It's Otten, Slick. If Otten runs in instead of out, oh my God! I ain't saying he gonna score because he's too slow for that.
No, but you don't need to. At that point, you just need to matriculate the ball.
Yes, that motherfucker would have been up the field because the closest person was the safety, and he would have at least. Oh my God, Slick!
This is why I like a little bit of mesh. I don't like the dual mesh. I only like the one. I like one guy going underneath. That's one of my jump offs, and I'll have a guy probably run my favorite route that running backs run is a shoot, which is where you run to the line of scrimmage and then you just clear out to the flats. I don't like the loops because I think it just it invites defenders. But for me, that's just for me.
No, I get where you're going with it, but the thing was that's another thing. You're right, Slick. Grizzard designed plays that took too fucking long, and that's what was making me angry. It chipped them away like they were doing us. But we got the dude over in here. Dude, come on in here.
Coming through, baby.
Come on, dude. We waiting for you. Where's that Omar whistle? Come on, dude.
He's back.
What are we pissed off about?
So many things. I'm pissed off that Quinion think he's tough, even though if Wirfs wanted to, he could have made him had a bad day. I'm pissed that Grizzard is playing Canales offense. I'm pissed that Bowles did this. Well, I'm gonna make up for it in the second half, despite being down 18. I'm gonna show out. Yay. So I'm pissed at the bitch ass Eagles thinking that he could come to my city in Tampa and act like they taking over. But it didn't help that some of the locals were just trying to do their business and kiss ass because they're the Super Bowl champions. So I got a lot of shit to be mad at. Fuck the Eagles.
Well, here's what I'll say. Hey, I get economic situations. I get selling your tickets. Hell, we saw the Packers take over Jerry World last night with their fans. And that's the Cowboys and the Packers. One of the problems and blessings of being in and from the great state of Florida is we depend on the travel money. So, Eagle fans, you got us yesterday. Congratulations. But check your receipts. Check them hotels, them food receipts, them ticket receipts. And we got you on the tax revenue. So thank you for coming down and stimulating our economy if you didn't stimulate our offense or defense in the first half. But here's what I'll say. What we saw was a Buccaneers team missing a completely right side of their offensive line, missing their best wide receiver, missing one of their best defensive linemen, go toe-to-toe with the world champs and lost because they came out flat in the first half. What the Buccaneers did in the second half, we took yards from you. You went into the halftime, Eagles, with 201 yards of offense. You ended the game with 200 yards. You lost a yard in the second half. So as much as you kicked the shit out of us the first quarter, we punked and dominated you in the second half, which only goes to tell me week 4 of the season's in the books after these 2 abortions of a game tonight. But we're still coming because we're not healthy. And you had to break out not only all of your stress, but you had to break out different wrinkles to the tush push just to beat us. So, with that said, shout out to everybody except the special teams coordinator and Riley Dixon. Riley Dixon, it's in your last name, son. You get me? Yeah, okay? Just leave. Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Get that shit sorted. Just get that fucking shit sorted.
Eagle fans, you're feeling kind of good about yourselves, and I guess you should. You're one of 2 undefeated teams remaining in the league. But remember one thing. When you come to someone's house and you lose, do so disrespectfully. No, do it respectfully. Walk out with your head down and take the beating. The same you should do when you win in somebody's house. But that's not you, is it, Philadelphia? You're the city of brotherly love. You're the city that's known for a steak and cheese sandwich and a fake-ass boxer. Okay? Know that. That's your role. The most famous thing besides those 2 to come out of Philadelphia is the Allen Iverson step over. Hell, there was even a reference to it in the game yesterday when one of you Philadelphia Eagle fans got penalized for doing the Iverson step over after a play. So, Eagle fans, congratulations. You got us this time. That's what? Once in the last 2 years or something like that? Good job.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm at. Todd, what you did in the second half, lead with that, motherfucker. Lead with it. Start with it. And I know you made adjustments and all this, but I also know, and I kind of want to believe him because he's on every TV commercial ever. Peyton Manning said, I think it was last week, this whole thing about halftime adjustments is bullshit.
Yeah, he did say that.
That you spend the first 5 minutes of the half
don't actually happen. Adjustments are like little finite details. It's not as big as changing everything.
No, like he said, it takes you 5 minutes to get to the locker room. It takes you 5 minutes to cool off and get a drink and change your shirts or whatever you need to change. And it takes you 5 to 6 minutes to get back out on the field and warm up. He goes, so all this halftime adjustment things, these are made on the fly during the game. These are made, like Slick just said, it's not like the Buccaneers came in yesterday in a 3-4 and said at halftime, we should go with a 4-3. That's not how that shit works, bro. They make little adjustments, whether it be on reads or whatever.
Yep, that's 100% it.
But what you did yesterday was you showed us by coming out at the beginning of the second half with what I feel like isn't an adjustment, almost more like a ball drop. You started ratcheting up the blitzes. You started bringing them from different locations, and the players look pissed off. So in the immortal words of Trey Palmer, former Buccaneer, not so great Trey Palmer, I need you all to wake up pissed off on game day. I need that same energy when the whistle blows to begin the game that you had in the second half, because the team in the second half is unbeatable. They're unbeatable. All right? Even with Bucky fumbling, Baker hesitating and throwing a little late, still lost by a score. Not going to point out too much and beat my chest too much saying that the Buccaneers would lose by a score in the group chat, but I did say that. And that's because every time you hear me pick against the Bucs right now, it's not for a lack of talent. It's because I'm not sure if Bowles is up for the task of going head-to-head across the field with whoever's on the other side coaching. And that's me giving props to Nick Sirianni. Even though I think he's one of the bigger douche fucking bags to ever wear a fucking headset, give the man the credit. What are they, 20-1 now in the last 21 games?
Yep.
So you can't deny that. Also, that one would have been the Bucs last year. Just throwing that out there, everybody.
Yep.
So we're the last ones to beat the Super Bowl champions, and we'll be the next one to take that crown from them. Mark my words. See you in January. But also, Eagle fans, thank you so very much for the tax revenue. Bucs fans, I used to eat your lunch for selling your tickets, but as an older guy and as I get older and I get more rings around my trunk, I understand, dude. That heat is brutal. And it's also really hard to turn down the fact that you can sell 2 season tickets to 1 game and pay for your entire fucking season. I get that. It's a bad look, but it's just part of it. I've been dealing with it as a Bucs fan since 1976. So for all the new guys crying, and this isn't a shot at anybody on the screen, I got none but love for these boys up here above me. But for all the Bucs fans on Twitter, oh my God, it looks so horrible. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? If you're watching on TV, you didn't even notice. The only ones that know.
If you're watching on TV, you didn't pay your money to go to the game.
Right. And here's the thing. When all you Bucs fans travel to other cities, who the fuck do you think you're buying your tickets for those games from? The other team's fans, you simple bastards. That's how this works. Okay? That's how it works. Is it cool? No. Is it what the ideal situation? Absolutely not. We want to see nothing but red, orange, and pewter in those fucking stands. But let's be honest, Buccaneer fans, if the Buccaneers were 0-4 or 1-3 right now, nail one of you motherfuckers would have been there yesterday in that heat. I can't say that about some of the other fan bases. So before you beat up on yourselves and your fellow fans there at the stadium, realize that if they were 0-4, your bitch ass wouldn't have been there either. You'd have been begging for someone to buy the ticket from you. And you also don't know what the financial situation some people are. It's not like all the Americans out here are fucking crushing it financially right now. Okay? Mm-hmm. So with that said, off of the quasi-politics bullshit, Monday Night Football, we got 2 games tonight, and I kind of like that. I know a lot of people don't like the 2 games on Monday night. I do. I like another 6 hours of football on Monday. What I don't like is if we have to have Dan fucking Orlovsky and Louis Riddick calling one of those fucking Monday night games. ESPN, is that your depth chart, bro? Is that your depth chart? After these 2 that are going to call the late game, who is that? This is your fucking depth chart? Is Louis Riddick the most boring motherfucker behind the microphone on planet Earth? And Dan Orlovsky, whose head, weirdly enough, keeps getting larger and larger and shaped more like Beavis and Butthead's head. If you don't believe me, go check out his profile. He literally looks like Beavis if he was a real-life person. For those of you who don't know what Beavis and Butthead is, Google it, you simple bitches. I do want to shout out to probably, I know we all talk about him, and so calling him underrated is not going to really fly the right way. But here's what I will say. One of the best draft picks I've seen Jason Light make is number 7, Bucky Irving. Realize he's not a first rounder. He wasn't a second rounder. What round was he?
4.
And this motherfucker is out here bouncing off motherfuckers like cannonballs. He looks like a pinball machine that cannot be tackled. When he runs the ball, we all know something's going to happen. Now he's catching the ball and making big plays. Ooh, let me tell you, NFL, you've got your fantasy football geeks. If he ain't on your team, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So Jason Light continues to crush the mid-round picks. Baker Mayfield, dude, Baker Mayfield, you are one of us. You are Florida man. The fact that you're doing a Popeyes fried chicken commercial, all right, that's a little New Orleans-y for me. You should be doing a Publix fried chicken commercial, but we'll work on that, my friend. But what I do want to say to the 2 guys on the screen, way to hold it down again all week and so far this season. Way for AJ to be at the stadium yesterday representing amongst a sea of green. And Slick. Great job in the post game. I also want to shout out recently reacquired Louie of the Frozen Pirate podcast doing a great job there on game day with his content. Devin Sanguinet, Carter Brantley, JT Olson. Oh, by the way, wait, I get to use this new sound effect. That would be Carter Brantley of the back-to-back Best of the Bay sports writer and columnist, Carter Brantley. Wait.
Not cool.
Okay, that's all that good of that. JT Olson. Who else we got? We got Greg DeCruz. We've got, I call him Sarge. He goes by Jeremy Moreau or Old Salty. The crew here is pumped and hyped. We know we're watching a playoff team. We know we're watching a team in the second half yesterday that could take out any team, anywhere, anytime. So the focus for the Buccaneers should be, how do we take yesterday's second half and replicate it at least 20 more times this year and get to the dance? That's the focus. That's what I want. That's what we should be focusing on. One last thing, I do want to take a stab at the NFL. And no, this ain't about Bad Bunny. I get it. I understand it. I'm old. Not for me. NFL, these rivalry uniforms, more specifically, the Arizona Cardinals rivalry uniform for Thursday night. What in the fucking cum shot splatter fucking jersey was that, dude? First of all, it looks like your IP inkjet printer ran out of half the ink halfway through the process. Second of all, you literally look like there's little spurts all over the uniforms. And here's the thing. Hasn't the Arizona Cardinals had enough pain? Haven't they dealt with enough BS that you ain't got to dress them up like a dirty tablecloth at a fucking Thanksgiving dinner or some shit? Bro, what the fuck is that? Nike, step your game up. Looking at tonight's uniforms, kind of digging on the Miami Dolphins uniforms tonight because it's a little different. That's that Miami Vice. If you haven't seen it yet, guys, pretty sweet. But back to the Buccaneers. Last week was Creamsicle Week. Broke that little curse. Won in the Creamsicles. Awesome. Lost to the Eagles. Not so awesome. Who we got up next, boys?
Seahawks. 4:05 next Sunday.
And that's another throwback jersey game, ain't it?
Another throwback game.
Is that here or in Seattle?
It's in Seattle. They're going to be wearing theirs, so I think we're going to be wearing ours. That's going to be cool.
But, everybody, that game has been flexed from the 1 p.m. to the 4:15 kickoff, basically saying that it is a game of the week. And do you know why that is? Oh, wait, no, that's the following week. Anyway.
That's the week against the 49ers.
The 49ers game. I'm sorry. No, ladies and gentlemen, I have eaten edibles. Cool. But I want to talk about the flex game before I jump off and give you guys back everything here. On that flex game where they flexed the 49ers Bucs game to 4:15 from 1 o'clock, who did they put from 4:15 to 1 p.m.?
The Saints and the Patriots.
Would that be the White Walker Cam Jordan and the Saints?
Yep.
Hey. That'll be the 0-5 Saints by the time they get there.
Yes. Fox said, "What the fuck? Ain't nobody trying to watch the Saints and the Patriots at 4:25. Put that shit to 1 p.m."
Like, first of all, okay. Saints fans, life comes at you fast, my friends. And just to prove it to you, you went from the 4 p.m. slot in the game of the week era to the 1 p.m. slot. You haven't won. So far in 2025, what's your record? You want me to tell you what it is? Don't say anything. Ready? What?
That's a good one. I like that.
For those of you who don't know who that was Owen Wilson. So they are 0-4. Saints fans, maybe you should eat that cap money this year. Maybe you should draft a quarterback not named Spencer or Rattler. Maybe you should beg Derek Carr to bring his elbow back. Or maybe you should start trading away some of these quote-unquote old assets you have and actually rebuild your roster and start from scratch, because Drew Brees' era is over. He is now a really, really shitty broadcaster. Okay? Cam, you're more of a podcaster than a player. Hell, I might call you Micah Jr. And Saints fans, what better time to redo your entire organization? Meaning, can you get the fuck up out of that dusty Superdome, bro? Do you realize that the only thing older than me on this whole conversation is the Superdome? That motherfucker's older than I am. Now, I'm 55 years old, and you all talking about, yeah, but it's still a great place. No, dude, it fucking smells in there. It smells like feet. It smells like straight ass. Dude, you ever walk by a homeless guy in August around noon? That's what the fuck it smells like in New Orleans. Anyway, Saints fans, as always, fuck you. Hey, Dave Canales, how's it going over there in Charlotte, bro? How's it going? How's playing with Mini-Me working for you? How is having the worst, shittiest short quarterback going? Because Kyler Murray at least can play a little ball, but Bryce. First of all, if your first name is Bryce, you don't belong in sports. Why not call yourself Skyler? Maybe Connor. Oh, wait, we had a quarterback named Connor. Never mind. Anyway, Panthers, thank you for participating in the 2025 NFL season. You can start your draft analysis today. Falcons, until you get a coach that realizes he's a coach and not a frat boy, thank you for participating. I've seen all I need to see from you. And then there's the Saints. Back to the Saints. Eat a beignet, eat some etouffee, have some jambalaya, but please, for the love of God, stop talking shit when you're 0-4. The Super Bowl is that you guys hold on to and embrace and love is more than 10 years ago. Okay? Most of the fans that the NFL is targeting right now didn't know you had a Super Bowl. Okay? So, New Orleans, thank you for participating. Atlanta, fuck off. Carolina, what are you doing, man? Hey, how the Jaguars able to get better and you still suck ass? And the Jaguars got better and Travis Hunter ain't done a goddamn thing. He hasn't done a fucking thing.
He ain't done a thing.
Also, one more shot. Liam Cohen. Hey, bro, we've seen you here in and around Tampa. Trust me, you're not the guy to stud up another coach talking about keep my name out your mouth. First of all, you ain't Will Smith. Second of all, you ain't fucking Jada Pinkett. Third of all, you're the hold me back guy. You were only talking shit because you had 3 guys holding you back. The fact of the matter is, Liam, the only thing taller than you is the length of the nose off your face. You're a lying motherfucker. You're a piece of shit. You're a wannabe fucking tough guy. Congratulations, you got the Jaguars in a better position they've been in a while, but it's because of the talent, not necessarily because of your bravado. So when short guys pop off, no offense to anybody, take them for what it's worth. When a short guy says, hold me back, laugh in their face, which is what the 49ers coach basically did. Ladies and gentlemen, I am only here because, well, I haven't been deported from this beautiful country of ours yet. God bless the United States of America the way it used to be. God bless the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. God bless these gentlemen on the screen. And God damn, thank you for Tristan Wirfs coming back and being Tristan Wirfs. Did you see that man blow up?
Yep. Yeah.
Did you see the look on the guy's face when he turned around and went, oh, fuck. Tristan, you're a grown-ass man. Nothing but love and appreciation. Happy birthday to whoever it's relevant to. Happy fucking New Year to those who are way behind. And as long as people don't mind, I'm going to bow out here not so gracefully and say, I do not appreciate authoritarian behavior.
Boom. Shit, neither do I. But at the end of the day, though, we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate you Buck fans for listening. And y'all needed this to get this off your chest event. Again, we gave y'all the passion, the football, the football good shit. And now we're going to get up out of here, y'all. But again, I got more shit I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, guys. TikTok, AJ Turn Up. Check it out. It ain't over yet. I'm going to make my point. Again, Eagles, you did your thing. Regular season. What did you guys say like last year? It was only week 4. It's only week 4. And you barely, and you scrapped it out. with no Mike Evans, no McMillan, no Gedeke. Woo. What's going to happen when you play all those guys? I don't think Quinion Mitchell can grab everybody. With that, I adieu. Fuck the Eagles and go Bucs. Slick, talk to you later, my brother. Peace.
I'll see you soon, bro. Peace.
Peace. Yeah.
Okay, guys, that is the end of the show. We appreciate everyone for coming in and watching, tuning in, and enjoying what we've been putting out. We are now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from. Amazon Music, it's all there. You can go and listen it in your car. That's what I do. But your Buccaneers fell short. We fell short. We weren't good enough. We showed signs that we can improve. We showed signs that we ain't that bad. We had a bit of adversity and we fought through it. It wasn't enough to get the win, but it was enough to show markers of this team can get jobs done. We go to Seattle. We can go and get the win there. We've already run one away from home. This team poses different problems. The best thing the Buccaneers can do, I apologize. Best thing the Buccaneers can do is that they will stop the run and they need to contain the passing game. Put those blitzes in, make that kid feel the pressure, put him on his ass. An offense, run the ball, and use those wide receivers. They're there. They're there to be used. Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3. Go Bucs.